Today on the hard way, we make the fog lights happen. Today on the hard way, we put in some fog lights and do a shitload of wiring. So what I've done is I've figured out exactly where I want to put them, which is about here. This is a template that comes with these little lights. They're not a bad set of little lights, they're pretty bright. I've got the same ones as reverse lights. I really do just want them as a fog light, just so I'm a bit more seen. But yeah, so I've worked out where I want them. It's about there-ish. So now what have I got to do? I've got to cut the hole out, just slot it into the back, bolt them in, wire them up. Bob's your uncle, let's go drink a beer. It is amazing how easy these things are to install. It's so good having this little template. It honestly saves me half an hour to an hour on each light. It's, oh God, look at that. Look at that, that's not even 5 minutes and that is bolted in. Look. Bolted in, not even 5 minutes. Let's do the next one. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is, it's not totally installed yet, still got to bolt it up, but I want to run my wires all through the car before I actually install it, just to make it a bit easier to pull the wires through. You know, basically doing a rough in like a Sparky would at a house. So now that I've got some wires stripped and run through the car and through the bull bar and stuff, I can get ready and crimp some stuff together. So in this case, because I've got a red and a white wire instead of a red and black, the white wire will be my earth and the red wire will obviously be my power. So what I'm going to do is just twist the end off, run that in. Now I have a special crimping tool, which there it is. So it's a ratchet style. So I got blue crimp fittings, put it in the blue slot. Now you just keep squeezing till it lets it go. You just keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Now some people might not agree with this, but you know, I actually don't see the problem with it. I'm going to twist these two together and run them into the other side of the crimp fitting, because it's easier than running some sort of crazy joining system. And I'm all about making things easier. So there we go, we've got the positives all crimped off on one side. Now what we'll do is we'll just crimp off the negatives on the other. So remember, white to black and red to red. So sometimes if they don't want to get on, what I do is I'll start turning this basically like I'm screwing it on. It makes it a lot easier sometimes. If it just keeps fighting you and it doesn't want to go on, you just keep turning it until it goes on. Now what I've sort of fucked up a bit here. I've left the cable itself just a little bit long, so I'll just trim that off a bit, because you don't need heaps of it for the crimp fittings. They're pretty good like that. You don't need massive amounts. So crimp that off. And look at that, done. Now that can actually get fed all back into the bull bar and be screwed off. But I'm not going to screw it off just yet. Just going to keep it out just in case there's any issues while I'm testing all the lights, just to make it easier on myself. So I've got the wire run through grommet hole, factory hole in the firewall. So now what I've got to do is feed it up. I'm choosing to put the switch up here in one of these factory little spots. So what I've just got to do, run my cable up to there, got to wire up my switch. I've got to find power from somewhere. I'm not sure how I want to do this yet. I'm thinking I might hook it up so you can only turn the fog lights on when the park lights are on. That way I'm still legal in terms, but yeah, I've just got to work out exactly where I want to run that power from. So I've got them all installed, they're all wired up. They are coming from park light power, so I can't turn them on unless the park lights are on. So I'll go and turn the park lights on and then I'll flick the fog lights on. So that's the park lights on, and that's the fog lights on. So plenty bright enough, I may tint them in yellow at some point just because we don't like yellow fog lights, they look cool. But for now, I think that'll do. I'm pretty happy with that. Not bad for an afternoon's work. So another thing I want to do today is just finish up some wiring in the awning and dog cage. I actually do have a switch box in there. It's the switch box that was going to be in the front of the car. I've decided to move it to the back because it's going to be more useful there. I'll just open up the awning and we'll go from there. So I set this up a couple of months ago when I first bought the awning. As I bought the awning, I also bought 5 meters of LED strip with the sticky back. And what I've done is I've just drilled a little hole in the back side of the awning and run power through. So now I've got LED strip on here. I also have a cable running along there. It's not the cleanest, there's not really much I can do about that. But I also have it just running along the outside here too. And let me tell you, when you are out camping, it makes a massive difference. It helps so much because you can have some nice big camp light, but when you're trying to eat, you're trying to just hang out, it's just too much. It's way too much. So you just turn these guys on. It gives you a nice little mood light. It's very comfortable to sit at. You don't have to deal with any overly bright light. Like it's just perfect. You light up your dinner perfectly. So I've got the switch box there. A bunch of empty switches so far, but they will all get filled, I guarantee that. But yeah, it's getting there. Slowly but surely getting there. Happy now that I've got my little fog lights hooked up. They look really good. I'm really proud of them. And, you know, an hour's work at best. At best that was an hour's work, but yeah, not bad.